welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we're going to make an Easter wreath that I think you're really going to enjoy. It's an Easter cross wreath, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's talk about the supplies you're going to need to make this Easter cross wreath. Well, the very first thing you're going to need is a wire cross frame. Now, this I actually purchased off of Amazon, but you can find these at the dollar store, which I highly suggest you go to because it's less expensive. They also sell it really at any craft store. So, wire cross frame, very important. You're going to need at least two. This is 10-inch wide Deco Mesh, and this is just plain white. Sometimes they sell Deco Mesh that it has that little sparkle to it. This one doesn't, and I did that on purpose. I didn't want the little sparkle onto this. I just wanted it plain white. You're also going to need ribbon. Now I have this satin white ribbon that measures 2.5 inches wide, and it's wired. Very important that you have wired ribbon. And then this beautiful ribbon here, I just love this one. This is a lavender color, and it's a sheer, and it's 2.5 inches wide also. This is such a beautiful ribbon, and very important. Of course, you might want to need rotary cutter or scissors, very important. You're also going to need some wire. This is 22-inch gauge wire. You can use floral wire, that's fine. Wire cutter, of course. And these are very important. These are zip ties, and they're 4 inches, and they're white. This is what's going to hold the Deco Mesh onto the wire cross frame. So very important that you have the correct supplies for this project. Another thing is I have an easy bow maker. This just helps making bows, and it makes it very easy. However, if you don't have this, it's okay. You could still make your own bow. But I just love having my easy bow maker because it makes bows really easy. All right, I believe that is it. So let's start making our Easter wreath. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get your Deco Mesh, and we're going to measure 10 inches. I like using a rotary cutter. I just think it's easier to work with, but if you wanted to use scissors, that would be fine. I want to show you right here. See how this is off a little bit? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find the 1-inch mark and take 1 inch off, just so it has a nicer edge right there. And then, let's see, this is 10. I'm going to use my easy bow maker to help keep this flat right here. And let's see, 10 inches. And you're just going to cut right like that. Okay, so this is a 10-inch square. Now, if you don't have one of these Fisker self-healing mats, I highly suggest you get it because you can use these rotary cutters on it, you can get stuff on it, and it's self-healing, so it's not going to damage it or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a bunch of these, and then we'll start putting our wreath together. Okay, so we have our cross wreath now. Now I added the zip tie. You can see how I added it. Notice I left some space there. Can you see that? You don't want to close it all the way yet because you need to put the Deco Mesh through. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. So you get a zip tie. You're using those 2 inside wires, and you're going to just put your zip tie on, but you're not going to pull it all the way. You're just going to leave a little space. Then let me show you with my Deco Mesh. So I have my Deco Mesh square here. This is 10 by 10. And then I am making a triangle best you can. And then we're going to start from the middle pinching it, going all the way to the top, and we want the two sides to come together like this, so it looks like either bunny ears or angel wings, whatever you want to call it. Now, if you see your Deco Mesh is fraying a little bit, don't worry about that now. You can always clean that up later. And what you're going to do is get your angel wings or bunny ears, whatever you want to call them, put it through the zip tie, probably about an inch, and then pull it really, really tight. You're going to get some wire cutters, or you can also use scissors. Just snip that excess on that, and you can see that's your first piece. This one, already folded this one up. Going to put it through, and we'll remember we're going about an inch, and then you're going to pull it real tight, and that's your second one. So you can already see how that's looking like that. Okay, so I'm going to snip the excess off. I'm using scissors now for that, and I'm going to keep going. So this top part should really be about 10, and like I said, if you see any fraying going on, don't worry about that now. But one thing that's important, you do want to alternate when you're putting this on. So we did this one first, this one second. Now I'm going to go first over here on this side, pull that, and then we're going to add the next one. Pinch it. And then snip off. Make sure you pull it really tight, then snip off the excess. All right, now we're going to go to this side. Okay, so you're going to keep alternating that way. So since we started on this side first, on the second, see, the first time we did this side first, then for the second row we did this one first. Once we add this one on, then we're going to do this one first. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. I'm going to continue adding this, and then I'll show you once we get to the middle how we're going to do the middle. Okay, so I wanted to show you the top part is done, and it looks like this so far, really pretty. And notice where we are. We have come down to, let me point out with the pencil here, we have come down to this little square here. See this little square? So what we're going to do next is we're going to do the sides, and we're going to work the sides going like this way. So we're going to be putting it on, like pretend my pencil is one of these angel wings or bunny ears, whatever you want to call them. And so I'm gonna call them angel wings just to keep it consistent. And so we're going to be putting them on this way. Then this one's going to go this way. Then we're going to work with the bottom part. We're going to do the same exact thing, and it's going to be going downward. So it's going to kind of look like this for this part here. Then when we get to those four corners, we're going to do one right here for each corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll fill up kind of like the middle section. All right, so really quickly, just to let you know, this took 10. This should probably take about 6 to 8 on the sides. So 6 to 8. This is going to take at least probably 25. Let's say 25, but I'll let you know the exact number once it's all done because I don't remember. But I'll let you know the exact number once it's all done, how many you need to make. So I'm going to go ahead and make these. I'll show you one step on each section just to show you how it goes. But I won't go through all of it with you because this will be a super long video. So I'll just show you one section from here because you can see these two bars, how to add it. It's going to be the same exact thing, adding it and then alternating what's first. So if we start here, So this is 1, 2. Then instead of putting 1 over here, we'll do 1 over here. So it'll be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and like alternate that way. All right, so I'm going to continue working on this, and I'll stop and show you each section, and we'll get this all done. So I wanted to show you this section right here took 10 pieces, and from there to there, and then the next section should take about 10 pieces also, and then that little section right there is probably going to be about 4 to 6. Let's take a look. Okay, let's see what we have so far. Looking good. So I have 10, 10. This is probably going to be about maybe 6, 4 to 6. I haven't decided yet. Something like that, 4 to 6 in here. We'll see. And then we're probably going to do some in the middle just to fill up that space, but that is where we're going to be putting our bow anyway. So I haven't decided that part yet. We may not do that middle part. So I'll definitely fill in this spot right in here. And I think it's looking really good so far. All right, let me continue. Okay, so I wanted to show you really quickly. This is how it's going to look. Notice this section here. This is where we're going to put the bow right in the middle. But I think it's looking really good. Okay, so I got some wire here. This is 22-inch gauge wire. I'm going to cut a piece that's around 15 inches or so. Doesn't have to be exact. And this is actually going to be my hook. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to twist it together just like this, like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to loop it through the back. like that. Give it a little twist. So it stays secure. And then we have a hook. All right, we're going to start working on our ribbon. So I have my white satin ribbon here. When you put it on your dowel here, you want to make sure that the ribbon is going outwards this way. And we're going to loop it this way. So it's going to go through these two dowels right here. Now, one thing that's super important is to plan out your tail. So I'm going to do about, I don't know, on this one it's going to be maybe a little bit shorter. I'll start out with 15, but it'll be shorter than that. So this is 15 right here. So when you place it in here, you want to make sure it's about 15 hanging down, but it'll be shorter than that because we're going to be cutting ducktails. Now this is double-sided. Well, one side is the sheen part and the other one's the knot, so it's not double-sided. So what I'm going to have to do when I put it in here, I'm flipping it in the middle part because you want your dull side to face upwards. And then we're going to make our bow, and we're going to do 5 inches. So this is 5 inches right here. And I'm going to place it through my dowel, and I'm going to twist it. Let me get my 5 inches first, and then twist it right here, just like that. And once again, so on this side, the dull side is facing upward. All right, so once again, 5 inches, put it through, just like that. Dull side's facing up. Make another bow. We're going to be doing 3 bows. And I'm going to do approximately the same size. You don't want to make it bigger, but if you want a little bit smaller, that's okay, maybe by a 1/2 inch. So let me get it through here. Twist it. That's 3 bows on each side. We're not twisting this time. So this is going to be our second tail. And all we have to do is just line it up, approximate, cut it. We're done with this one. Now, taking a look at the bows, it's looking good. I can see the 5-inch one, and it gets a little bit smaller, and that is perfectly fine. It's looking good. All right, so we got that one. So now what I decided to do with the purple one, I'm going to do one or two of these purple. So let me put it through the spool here. And I'm going to do, now this doesn't really matter. This is a double-sided, so it doesn't matter. We don't have to do that twist in the middle. I'm going to do approximately the same size of the tail for now, and then make my bow. I think I'm going to do 2. That means 2 bows on each side, and probably about the same width as the smallest one, which is probably about 4 inches now. Okay. Excellent. Now I'm going to cut here. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the tails, now with the shear one, I'm just going to do a diagonal cut like that. Just a diagonal 45-degree cut. All right, so that's for that one. And then for the white, I'm actually going to do the ducktail. So when you fold it together, I know I show you this all the time, but fold it together, 45-degree angle, and then you have your ducktail. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Fold it. "45-degree angle, ducktail." All right, perfect. Now, we're not done yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 22-inch gauge wire, And I'm going to place the wire underneath. I'm going to lift the bow up just a little bit, put it between the two dowels. I got to hammer those dowels down better. And then I'm going to bring that wire over. And I'm going to very gently do a twist. And pull it out. Then I'm going to twist it very tightly. And you want to do a couple of twists. I'll cut that wire. Now, I'm going to be cutting that much, leave a little excess because we're going to tie it to the back of the wreath. Now, see how this looks right now? Don't worry about the fluffing and all that. But what I do want to do is I want to put a piece in the middle. I'm going to tie a piece, and I'm going to actually use the lavender. And I'm going to do probably about 20 inches. And I'm just going to get the lavender and put it in the middle, just like this. And then tie it in the back. Wire nicely too. And so I'll have a couple of little extra tails in the back, but that's okay. You can cut it if you want, but I like it to show, to be quite honest. So it's going to show a little bit. So we got our wire in the back and we got our bow. So you can kind of see how that's looking right now. We're going to fluff it out now. Actually, we're going to wait. We're going to put on the wreath and then fluff it out. So stay tuned. So on the back, I just poked through those two wires here. I'm going to give it a twist, couple of twists in the back. Take a look at the front. Looks good. I think that's going to be fine. And then I'm going to snip the excess. And then this is the part where you want to fluff out your bow. Okay, well, it is done, and you can see how it looks on the door, the brown door, and I think it turned out great. I just love the little pop of the purple in the middle. Thank you so much for joining us on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas today. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye.